Hello, and welcome to the Jank Tank, a weekly series where I build questionable decks and throw them against the constructed ladder. This week, we do not have that Conspicuous Snoop deck that I promised last week. I started putting it together and realized that there are not very many goblins I really wanted to activate abilities on. I still think there's some combo potential for it, kind of like our Bolas' Citadel deck, where you play the Snoop and something like the green enchantment growth, Season of Growth, I think it is, that lets you scry whenever a creature comes in, and then use that and some sort of mana engine to just play all the goblins from the top of your deck. It sounds pretty bad to me, but I'm still going to try it out, but I haven't figured out a way to make it work yet. Instead, today we have this kind of Jund monstrosity. This is a very bad deck, but I think it's pretty funny. It's got some potential here, if your opponent lets their guard down, or if you can eat through their hand with Duress and Kroxa. So what we have here is Carrion Grub. Carrion Grub is a 4-mana 0/5, but it gets plus X for X with greatest power among creatures in my graveyard. So, when it comes in, you mill 4. So we've got Space Godzilla Void Invader in the graveyard as an 8/8, so that makes it an 8/5 for 4. And we've got Godzilla Primeval Champion. These are Titanoth Rex and Void Beckoner, by the way. This is an 11/11, so either of these in our graveyard could make the Carrion Grub very large, and they can also cycle at instant speed to let the Carrion Grub surprise pump, so your opponent might not see it coming. Specifically, the interaction I want here is to swing with Carrion Grub, cycle Godzilla, and put the trample counter from Godzilla on Carrion Grub. That'll make it an 11/5 trample, which will push some damage through. And then, as backup, we've got Fling. Carrion Grub is a 4-mana creature that can become 11 power, so we can just fling it for another 2 mana for 11 damage right to the opponent's face. That's the goal. Get a big Carrion Grub, hopefully get in with some damage with it, but probably not, and then try and fling it and hope they don't counter it. To help get us there, we've got an assortment of Disruption and Stall Death Touch creatures. So you've got Duress and Kroxa, which are going to attack the opponent's hand. Kroxa is great in a discard or a graveyard-based deck like this because you're going to fill up your graveyard pretty easily, which is going to give you a lot of mid-game push. They're going to have to spend a lot of resources dealing with Kroxa, which is ideally what we want. Because after they kill Kroxa, you're like, oh, by the way, here's Carrion Grub. And they're like, oh, whatever, it's a Carrion Grub. And then you fling it in their face. That's the goal. We've got Mire Triton. You guys have seen this in a lot of my decks. He's a 2/1 Death Touch, gain 2 life and mill 2. He's going to help fuel Kroxa and help put these Godzillas in our discard for Carrion Grub. As a Death Touch, he can block most things pretty easily. He does get shocked really easily, so he's a little bit... he's more of a stumbling block for Mono Red, because they can just bolt him and continue on with their turn. But that's damage not going to your face and mana not spent casting creatures, so that's his role for that sort of deck. I think he does okay with it. And we got Hooded Blightfang as a 1/4 Death Toucher, which is quite a wall to try and overcome. It's going to hold any 3-power creatures back from attacking, no matter how big. And he's also some Planeswalker control tech. If your opponent wants to stabilize with Planeswalkers, Hooded Blightfang is going to be able to attack that Planeswalker to death if they don't put down a creature. Doesn't happen a lot because Planeswalkers usually make some token blockers and or kill a creature when they come in to defend themselves. But Hooded Blightfang kind of demands that from them. So hopefully that helps tax their resources. It's not gonna solve the game, but it should buy us some time, hopefully to get some of the shenanigans going. I put Liliana in here. I'm not sure she's a great fit, but I really like this card, and I want to try her in as many decks as I can. I think her +1, each opponent or each player discards a card, is quite solid. It does happen with this deck that sometimes we will rather hang on to our hand than discard, because some of our upper curve, the Back from War specifically, you want to be casting rather than discarding. And you're usually like stretching for that 6th land, so it's like, well, do I discard my land or Back from War? It could be tough, but just as often you're discarding Kroxa or an old Duress or something that you don't need anymore. And she demands a lot of attention from the opponent. If they don't have a direct Planeswalker kill, she goes up to 5 immediately, costs them a card, and then they have to spend quite a bit of time attacking her down. So it's alright. I think of her more as a 4-mana kill spell because she will -3 quite easily, killing most things. This deck easily puts 5 to 10 cards in the discard pile by turn 5. So she's pretty potent for removal. And after that can keep taxing your opponent's hand. So I like her a lot. I think she does okay in this deck. Her +1 is not as effective as it could be, but sometimes it does exactly what we need when we're on the Kroxa game plan. And then finally we got Back for More. Returns a creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield, and it fights a creature. I figured if we're going to have an 11/11 go into the discard pile, we might as well have a way to cheat it into play too. Back for More is another way to get a big creature in that we can fling next turn. So it's expensive removal, but it can put a huge creature on the board that demands them answer it. So we've got a lot of potent threats. The only things that really aren't scary are the Mire Triton and Hooded Blightfang, and those are more defensive. And because they're Death Touch, the opponent usually answers them with a card anyways. It's very difficult for a Blightfang not to take a card in whatever method they're using to answer it. So you can kind of go card parity, card for card, and just kind of occupy their mana that way. And then we got Scorching Dragonfire as our only piece of spot removal. I think that mono red is a little too strong right now to ignore, and Scorching Dragonfire is just going to help keep you in the game. It's a very, very solid card. Deals with a lot of threats, and you can actually use this to counter an Uro if you catch it when they play it. While he's in play, you can Scorching Dragonfire it, and then when they sacrifice it, then he exiles himself. So that's a fun piece of tech that you can do with Scorching Dragonfire. I think this deck has a lot of trouble with decks that run high removal and high disruption. It is a combo deck. We are trying to make Carrion Grub work with these cards and Fling. And Carrion Grub's really one of our only threats in this deck. Kroxa is there and it can help take over the game later. Liliana is okay, but she doesn't have enough support in this deck to really run away with the game. And these are not really threats. These are more combo pieces. You can't play it. You can't hard cast a Titanoth Rex. It's not going to happen. So yeah. And then we got standard 24 lands. I run pretty much as many shocks as I can, as well as Fabled Passage, to help fuel the Kroxa. And just because I wanted a little more color fixing, this is not one of the wedge color pairs, so you don't get the Triomes to support it. So it needs a little bit more. The Fabled Passage may not be necessary, but I like it. Alright, well, let's take it for a spin and see if we can have any successes. Let's save changes. And see how many people we can catch off guard with an 11-point fling. That is my goal for today. Well, we're going to have to do some cycling. We got turn 2 Kroxa, which is okay. Hopefully we draw into some more stuff here. The problem with this deck is that I don't even know what I really want in my opening hand. Like, Mire Tritons are okay in defending myself, but they're not going to win me the game. Okay. Draw your second card, create a cat. So, playing... Okay, this is cool, like, card draw thing. That's going to be interesting. Hopefully it's slow enough that we don't lose. I don't think that Crooks is really going to get me very far here because he's got card draw, apparently. Oh yeah, combo's real good with Uro. Nice. Seems good. It's too bad I didn't have my Scorching Dragonfire here. Alright, did not get it again. We're going to go defensive with the Blightfang before he gets counterspell mana up. Hopefully this can buy me a little bit of time. It's going to go for Fairy, okay.
I'm known for my excellent type.
Just bounce that back to my hand. So we've got an interesting sort of tempo ramp thing. Tempo ramp seems like an odd pair to me. So what are we actually going to cast? We're going to Scorching Dragonfire, probably Joel Rail. Got Crooks in the bin. For Scorching Dragonfiring, are we going to pay 2 life to... Yeah, I think we got to try and catch up here. Just get rid of that now. And we'll leave him wondering what our other 2 mana is for. Uro. See, if I'd saved that Scorching Dragonfire, I could have shot Uro here, but I don't think that's my priority right now. I think killing that 2/2 token maker was more important. Alright, we're getting somewhere.
Trust me, I have a plan.
We got double Teferi action, so you can phase out one of my guys. That's going to be obnoxious.
Right. Who's ready for a good time?
I might end up just flinging. Yeah, no, you don't want to come over? Alright. I will probably just end up flinging. Yeah. The Mire Triton at Teferi. We gain a little bit of life here because the Blight Fang gains us life when Death Touchers attack, which is nice. Alright, he's going to phase out... Oh, no, he's going to draw. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I don't have a big enough threat here. He is tapped out, so... Yeah, that's... I think I'm cool with that. So I can get Croxa back, or I can bring back Godzilla. Godzilla will just get... Let's see. Godzilla will just get bounced. It's a little rough. I wasn't expecting the double block here, but it makes sense. I'm gonna bring back Godzilla because it's fun. Alright. Wipe the board. Shadow the sky. I wouldn't be surprised. He could +2 here, which could be a fatal error for him.
That's more like
or
it.
+1. Okay, so he's gonna hold his Shatter the Sky. Oh, okay. He gets rid of the Godzilla. Alright. So now he's tapped out. Oh, but he can phase out Hooded Blight Fang. Okay. Well, I guess we make him use it. So it's not going well for us. But Crooks is a strong card. And yeah, we lost our other Godzilla doing that, but this is a good tempo, good card advantage. And we still got a big guy here, so it's fine.
Don't worry, I got this.
Discard Shatter the Sky. He may very well have another one. Now I want the Carrying Grub, or the Godzilla back. Well... Only cast spells, so I can still get instant speed here. He's gonna psych. Oh, let's see if he just goes and phases Crooks out. Shatter the Sky. Okay. Hard. Now I can kill Teferi. No, I can't kill Teferi because I can't cast up at instant speed. 2, 3. Is he running counter spells? I haven't seen any. I assume it's more reactive. He may just plop down an Ugin next turn. Oh, he's going to get one from... Great, I didn't think about that. I didn't even see it in his discard. How exciting. Blue-green Stolly until you get an Ugin.
Peace is fragile and fleeting. Cherish what little you find.
He bounces it. Okay. Then I have to presume he goes for Uro, which is going to get him a lot of health.
I will destroy.
Power surges through these lands.
It's a good reason to run Storm's Wrath, if you look at all the Planeswalkers. Pass. I was a lot more interested in his Jewel Rail for this deck than the Planeswalker Super Friends nonsense. It's really boring. But you definitely play Ugin and Uro right now. It's just the good cards. Oh, Duress. Hi. Yes, that would have been good a long time ago. Oh. We can... we can throw 8 damage at him. Not even worth doing. If we had milled a Titanoth, that would have at least bothered. Like I said, this is not exactly a good deck, but that definitely would have been a matchup where Duress would have been appreciated. That's why it's in the deck. It's to handle the Planeswalker nonsense. This is not a very good hand. I really would like another land. However, we have all 3 colors between both of our lands. Doesn't let us cast Kroxa. I'll keep it. Opponent mulligans, so probably won't be happy when I duress him. Definitely won't be happy when I duress him. I don't know if the 2 life is worth it though if he's running red. Might be a Cavalcade deck. Hey look, it's Cavalcade. These are all great cards to take, but I'm going to take the Cavalcade. I guess he's deciding if he wants to just throw Skewer the Critics in my face. He doesn't have the mana to... No, he does. Yeah. Okay, well that's not how you do it. You attack, skewer me, and then untap and ping, but... Alright, you got it, friends. Okay, I guess that works, either way. Alright, we've got Scorching Dragonfire. Let's see. I think... No reason to give him an untap on it. I was considering burning Tybalt instead, but I can't get him before he -2s, so...
This devilishly fun for me. My friend is here to help your pain.
These Shocklands are really not making things easy for us, but I think he'll have to have some other spells now to be able to deal with the Blight Fang.
Oh, they're so cute.
Sweet, we got the land. So what we are going to do is turn on full control, play... Yes. Resolve. Put them on the stack, and since we have to sacrifice it, we will go ahead and fling it at the Spitfire. Death to Spitfire, and that gets his last card as well, which was another Spitfire. Alright, so I can't gain life. I'm gonna pass the attack right now. That mulligan hurt him pretty bad, but I'm not out of death range yet. I'm at 11, he's got 2 damage on the board. Okay. If he has like an act of treason, this is going to be hilarious. So I'm gonna play the grub. So I'm going after Tybalt because I want to be able to gain life, and I'm gonna have a blocker when I play the Carrying Grub. This is an opportunity for him to play some 3 damage spell on the Blight Fang and ping it off with one of his devils. But if that's the trade he makes, then that's a card that he has to do. Yeah, I'm fine with that trade. I wouldn't like it, but it's better than another Spitfire for sure. Our deck just doesn't have the removal to deal with Spitfires. And it's way too slow to kill him before Spitfire does. Alright, looks like he doesn't want to lose the Tybalt. He may have the damage in hand, or he might just be preventing me from gaining life back. Because Tybalt turns off my life gain. Alright, 1 damage to... Oh, the Blight Fang. Okay. Is he gonna fling the other one? I hope he flings the other one. I guess he could be running Shock. It is Shock. Alright. I don't see a lot of Shock these days, but it did the trick here. So this is 6 power off of our Croxa. Didn't find anything else in the graveyard, but I can reanimate Croxa now, which is going to make life very painful for him. We found a land, so this is pretty much over. Oh, I can't cast that yet. That's fine. Death Touch does nothing for me. Let's just go to his face since I'm not going to be gaining health from anything. And the Grub's upgrade. Should have played it first, I guess. Yeah, he just doesn't have cards. Rough start for him. But see, if he has the Act of Treason, this is where it's hilarious. Alright, we did it. Yay! I do like the use of Kroxa while he's on the stack, either for Fling, which is a little expensive, or for Village Rights. They discard a card or lose 3 life, and you draw 2 cards. I don't. It feels pretty good to sacrifice a Kroxa to Village Rights, because the Village Rights helps fuel the escape for Kroxa anyways. You get some cards that are going to go to the graveyard. The Village Rights goes to the graveyard. It's just so efficient. Alright, we have basically nothing going on here. But that's a lot of our deck. And we've got 3 lands, so I'm going to keep it. And we may just get overrun. If this person plays a mountain turn 1, we might as well concede. But who knows what you can top deck. Could just drop here, gas. It's green. Alright, we've got super exciting arrow. Green red. Interesting. Are we gonna get some fling action? Paradise Druid's great for putting stuff on. I'm going to do this for the cycle off of Godzilla. It's got fancy stomping grounds. Domri, okay. We just get +1/0.
No peace! They can only punish you if they catch you.
Is he gonna attack with the druid? Oh, I should have shown red so that he wouldn't attack with the druid. That was a misplay. Alright, we're gonna continue the cycle game plan. Clothis, alright. That's gonna... Okay, that I think kills us, because Clothis just eats our graveyard all the time. And this is a graveyard deck. Has pretty much no tech against graveyards either. Alright, gets in for 3. Our graveyard is not nearly full enough in order to kill Clothis, but Lily can once we get there. So we're gonna try and stave off some of this damage. Get the Titanoth, alright. Yeah, it makes sense. 9, 12. Oh, I just lose, okay. Yeah, we didn't really play any spells. That's unnecessary. Yikes. Kept a no good hand. Although with the bone crusher, I don't think there would have been anything. We needed scorching dragonfire, several of them, or some duresses. Getting that Clothis out of his hand would have helped. The scorching dragonfire would have been a huge deal as well. That was a cool deck though. We got the devotion really quickly for Clothis, but it seems like it would be really bad against. That'd be really bad against anything with removal. Ranger's Guile is in standard though, maybe it works. Also not a great hand, but we can duress to help early game. And hopefully draw into mountain. Alright, so he's got Pyroling and Tin Street Dodger. Great. life. He doesn't have the shock, so he's either not swinging with the dodger, trading with the dodger, or not playing the Pyroling. Plays the Pyroling, so the question is, does he attack? Does he offer the trade? He does. I'll take it. Alright, waiting here could be bad. If he has Infuriate, then I might have messed up. Scorch Spitter. Another Pyroling. No, I got the wrong one. He gets the damage. Alright, and we have a green. Alright. This is looking okay. Liliana's gonna come down and eat a creature, it looks like. Actually, I'll probably go with the Carrying Grub first. Oh, it's a source. It's not an instant or sorcery, I see. Well, I got double Liliana, so this is actually perfect, though.
I have the right to choose my own.
He can kill Lily with a Scorch Spitter, and that's fine, because I have another one. I probably should have held on to that land since I've got Lily, but I guess he's going to kill her, so... He shocks Lily. That seems...
You only think you've won.
Very strange to me. I guess it adds up either way. Yeah, that gets another point of damage with the Castle Embrith. Alright. Well, let's not mess around then.
The best thing about zombies is their adoring obedience.
Kill it. If he's got Hasty, he has Hasty. He does have Hasty.
Anyone need a fire started? No? Hey, these little guys are great!
Well, depending on how fast he can kill me, Carrying Grub might actually get there. You can kill me pretty fast. I need to draw Fling, basically. Oh, maybe not. Crooksy can block. He might... Yeah, okay. So I take 2 here.
I brought company.
Alright, let's see if we live the dream. Fling, fling? Nope. Hooded Blight Fang. Alright, so... Can just... not take any chances.
Next time, you're toast.
Get one of them to the graveyard. Play another. This deck can reanimate with the Lily, so it's best to go for lands, but I don't think this game's getting anywhere close to that. Alright, we did the thing. Yep. Alright, our only wins tonight will be against Mono Red. Because they don't have quite the ability to interfere with what we're doing, and we have some decent early interference. That being said, I still don't think I favor this matchup against Mono Red. I think our opponents have had some pretty unlucky draws with all their lands. Alright, I like this hand. This is a hand I like to keep. Got early Croksa. I've got Scorching Dragonfire against Yorion. Alright. Oh, I've got double early Kroxa. Get ready for the excitement. Goes for the land. Earth of Meletus. Go for it. You can have that health and life. Or the health and land. It's Kroxa round 2. Does he go for another land? Pitches the plains he just found. He does. Alright. Cool Abzan. Okay. We may have a little trouble getting to the point before he takes over the game with Yorion. I think our biggest problem is Elspeth Conquers Death. But if he were doing the Elspeth Conquers Death shenanigans, he probably would have discarded something relevant to reanimate with. So we got a Carrion Grub, finds nothing. Land Elspeth. Archon of Sun's Grace. That's difficult to deal with. But if he's committing to the board, that means I can probably commit to the board as well. Oh, Duress. I really would like to Duress. Oh, I can't Kroxa. So it's either Duress or Carrion Grub. Duress plus Mire Triton doesn't seem great. I don't think he's gonna board wipe. Well, let's see if he trades right now. Trump block there, of course. I'll just go for it. Let's see what will happen. More Kroxa. Got Titans for days. If he swings with the Archon right now without preparing a board wipe or an Elspeth, then... Oh. Yeah, okay, I could have predicted that this in Elspeth Conquers Death. If our opponent's gonna play. If he doesn't have Elspeth Conquers Death, then it's pretty rough for him to swing, even if he gets like an Omen of the Sun. Yeah, Omen would be alright. He gains the wifes. Shatter. Okay. I don't think he's gonna shatter, but that's fine. That gives us the swamp we need to duress. Oh, I can't. No, still not enough to duress and a Kroxa. It is enough to duress and Carrion Grub, though. Let's see what he's got. Extinction Event and Arboreal Grazers. That is some exciting gameplay. Alright. Carrion Grub 3. Let's see if we get up to Titanoth levels. We do! We're in 11. Grazer, Yorian. Maybe he'll only go one Grazer so that I can't Croaks him. If he does that, I get to Scorching Dragonfire him for 11. Yeah, he doesn't really have any good options at that point. Either plays the Grazer, or I get in for 11. If he plays the Grazer, I Croaksa. We still can't Croaksa, but we sure can Mire Triton to put on a little bit more annoyance. And now I can just kind of go crazy with Croaksa Titan, Titan of Death's Hunger for the last points of damage. Yorian's not even big enough to block Carrying Grub, so he's got to have drawn something pretty sweet. Of course, he can still chump for a bit and Omen for scrying, so we're not done yet. Top decking Extinction Event would be pretty sweet. Alright, so he's going for the chump block. Does have a card in hand. So I guess first thing we'll do is get rid of this card. We didn't draw our fling, so we can't do the hilarious kill. Wow, we're going for the trade here, huh? I'm gonna hold back mainly because his out is Extinction Event. He should have held mana and Scryed before he drew, but it's easy to miss that trigger. The good games. Yeah, he's gonna look at the top of his deck for Salvation. It's like, oh man, there's the Extinction Event. If I had Scryed, I could have gotten it. I mean, the event only would have gone so far, though. We've got 2 more Croaksa in the wings. Each demanding a card in hand, or else you lose 3 life, and a card to kill Croaksa. It's literally impossible. Oh, is he gonna bad mana us and just time out? Nice. It's your go. Okay. Cool. Alright, we've done alright. Got those prizes. Got smashed by blue-green, but that's to be expected. Gallus Stark, what you got going on? No. We have found a hand we will not keep. I really need black in the opening hand. Just almost all of our cards are black. Red and green are both secondary. Okay, we can work with this. What will we pitch? Hooded Blightfang? Could be bad. I'm actually thinking the Space Godzilla. We'll find more Space Godzilla. I'm just gonna cycle it anyways. Alright. We've lost. Well, maybe not. Maybe we can do the same thing we did last time. Yikes. Hurts. Attack. Skewer the, skewer the critics, yeah. One Mire Triton will dig us out of this. Oh yeah, back for more. We're definitely getting there. I should have Fabled Passaged instead. That way I could have turned 3 Hooded White Fangs, although I'm not really sure it's worth paying the shop for it. Come on, land. Top deck land. Land, land. Shocks the face. Oh, he's got black in here. I wonder what the black's for. Kroxa? I could deal with the Kroxa. Well, it's not land. We're gonna cycle. It's a Mire Triton. Alright, that's not really what we needed, but it'll help. Certainly will help. We need him not to have any more hasty things. We need, you know, we didn't need that. Okay. So. I'm really scared of these blister gremlins, to be honest. Like, a light up the stage here could wreck me. This will get rid of his last card if I do it, and then I take... Yeah.
Ruining your day is going to feel great.
Oh. Mire Triton would have been very, very sad. Oh, I didn't need that. Come on. Come on! Alright, he continues going to my face. That's to be expected. Let's get big dude out. And we'll kill off the thing that can go straight to my face. That's the dangerous one. He's got shock. If he has shock, he should just kill the carrying grub. Oh, I made the mistake. I did not realize this had Death Touch. Or a Menace. Alright. Well, we might have just lost. We'll see. Oops, he says. Gain some life. Alright, that makes me feel a lot safer. But also what makes me feel safe is dealing 22 damage in one turn. Yay, we did the thing. I didn't see that till the last second, but that's fun. I do like going from 20 to 0. Feels bad. Alright, let's get one more game in here. Let's get wrecked by a control deck that can just like laugh at our shenanigans. Behind counterspells. Counterspells really ruin this deck. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for Liliana and get some card advantage. And they're like, no, you can put her in the graveyard. I'm like, fine, I'll go Carrying Grub. I'm like, cool. Elspeth Conquers Death. And you're like, what about Kroxa? And they're like, alright, here's an Ugin, now that we're here. And you just lose. Alright, well, this has got some game to it. Not a lot of game, but enough for us to draw into some other stuff. We got green. have a Croxa. And definitely not the mana to do it with. He is hard to escape with a 3-color deck like this. Okay. That's fun. Alright, so we've got a big Chandra deck here. There's a lot of Chandras in Standard right now, if you were unaware. I would have liked both those cards, but that's okay. Alright, we got there with a Fabled Passage. Very nice. Oh, he doesn't want to. He wants to ramp. He doesn't care about his life total. I guess he could still just do a billion euros. We need the swamps. We got Carrion Grub. What a great guy. Oh, there's all our flings. He knows exactly what we're doing now. Womp womp. Still, what's he gonna do with 4 mana against it? Outside of black, I'm not sure what kills the Carrion Grub really nicely. I guess he could bounce it to hands. More Risen Reef. It's gonna ramp real good. I would say it's probably like a Temur Reclamation Explosion expansion deck, but the regulators are throwing me off. Okay. I don't know what we want to do. I could burn one of the Risen Reeves and get 4 in. Doesn't leave us with much else this turn. I'm just gonna go like this. We'll jump there and probably trade. Oh, he might find himself out of the jump block. Alright, Storm's Wrath doesn't do it. Okay, we're just gonna throw out another Carrion Grub. We're almost there. Yield to the might of 11 5s. Alright, Fabled Passage. Don't exile my graveyard. Oh. Alright. He gets to ramp some more lands into play or draw cards. He has a bunch of hasty tokens. These sack it on a turn or no? Nope. He just creates a bunch of tokens. Alrighty. Thunderkin Awakener. When he attacks and he's got haste, revive elementals like Risen Reeves. And sack it. Alright. That was cool. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we don't really have a lot here. I can attack and get chumped. If he goes for multi-blocking, then I can kill one of them with Scorching Dragonfire and like that. Okay. So, he's very low. Croxa is not going to do much to his full hand. I'm thinking I probably need to kill his Thunderkin Awakener, is what's going on here. He's playing pretty loose with his life total with these Mire Tritons. Okay, so now he's got enough to tap one of them down, which doesn't get him very far if that's how he's using his mana. But he's been ramping pretty hard, so next turn I'll be able to keep them both permanently tapped until I fling them. Oh, but he doesn't need to tap them down because he's got infinite chump blockers with the Scorcher. I see. Okay. Nice. This is fun. Alright, we got a land. I'm going to, I think, cycle right here to see if I can just win. I don't just win. Okay, he is getting rid of his stuff now. Mostly I have to worry about what he has in his hand still. He's drawn a lot of cards. If he's going to rely on the Scampering Scorcher... Oh, I don't know.
Andra, you need more control. Psh, just let me burn.
Alright, so he gets 4 elementals. He doesn't have a Castle Embereth out, because that'd be pretty tough to manage. Oh, no, he gets, he's going to cast Perforous' Invention. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I like to think on my feet.
Alright. He gets in that point of damage. Our Mire Tritons are keeping us healthy still. He is going to target the Scorcher to get 3 Reef triggers. We'll just put an end to that. I still need to kill the Risen Reef. I might have just shot the Risen Reef instead. Oh, we get the Scorching Dragonfire for that too. Alright, so... go Croxa, and it looks like he's running out of stuff now, which is lethal for him because I can keep recasting Croxa. So if we can keep him from drawing cards, then we'll be in good shape. Right, sack that. We got rid of another Chandra. That's fine. Put that untapped, and we'll go from there. I gained life from something. Prison Reef doesn't gain life. Gain life from a land? Oh, the Thornwood Falls. He gets a little bit of life gain there. Nice. Alright, well, these Chandras are actually gonna kill me. Oh, I think I just lose, actually. That's nice. You get 4 elementals. Alright, good game. Kinda need him not to have that.
Gosh, look at all these friends.
Oh, that was pretty cool. I like it. Just needed a fling, but you can't always get what you want. Let's see. I wonder if track down would be good for this deck. It's a little slow. So we go back. So we pretty much saw one type of deck for the most part, aggressive red, and then we saw a few like big. We saw the big Chandra deck that kind of just drew a bunch of cards, played a bunch of lands. Same with the Ugin deck. It seems like there's not a lot of mid ground right now. It's either very fast or very slow. Against the very slow, obviously you wouldn't want track down because it's not going to get you very far. But against Ugin sort of stuff, you want your combo pieces, and track down will get you there. I don't know what I would cut for it. I guess if it's good against long game, you take out 4 back for more, 3 back for more, put in track down. I mean, that seems okay. Really helps smooth things out, getting the extra land from it, and then you can find your flings. That seems alright. Well, for the sideboard, the biggest one I was thinking of was Ranger's Guile, because obviously you're going to have a problem with Mire Tritons, Blight Fangs getting killed early on, and then later Carrying Grubs and Croxes, which are really kind of holding the game down because they're so big. Being able to protect those is pretty important. Ranger's Guile will protect you against spot removal, and then Unlikely Aid against a little bit more removal, but it costs a little bit more mana, but it'll get you through sleepers as well. Knight of the Ebon Legion's probably a good choice for this deck, just because it's very strong against aggression and against control. Being able to sink your mana in while you're waiting for the cards that you need is good. 4 damage against a control deck is pretty painful, and you can't counter it, so you have to kill it. So Knights are a solid choice if you want to go a little lower to the ground. Again, not sure what you would take out. It's all kind of vying for the same spot as this track down flex spot. I'm pretty hesitant to give up Mire Tritons because they're just so nice at buying you a little extra time. But you might be the thing to take out. Fry is good if you're running into control decks. Uncounterable way to kill Teferi is pretty fair. Yeah, it's just a good sideboard if you're worried about the control matchups that are going to stop you from doing your combos. At least make life difficult for them. Obviously, you wouldn't run this main deck, so this is only like best of 3s. Memory Leak, I think, is another option in addition to Duress for the control matchup. But seeing those games that we played, I don't think I really want more. I'd probably just go to 4 Duresses and call it a day. Getting the low cost on it is pretty important because you can knock out their growth spirals or other things before they get the chance to play them. Sometimes even by turn 3, it's too late to stop Nissa coming down. If they go Arboreal Grazer, turn 2, growth spiral, like you're out. They're already playing Nissa by the time you're getting to your 3rd land. The fun inclusion is Cauldron of Eternity. Since we're spamming our discard pile from the Carrying Grub and cycling with Godzilla, this can be an easy way to recur them. Again, probably takes the same spot as the back for more, but this will let you just put stuff into play for free and gives you some pretty high card advantage. Paying 2 life is a little rough for a deck that's as slow as this is, so I'm not sure it belongs in, but it's fun. Yeah, the deck's alright. It's got some fun plays. If you like flinging big things, this is a deck that you can try. I don't think it's great. It doesn't have enough interference, enough creature removal, I think. Could use one more good kill spell. Honestly, with your game plan being these guys, 6 dead cards that you just have to spend time cycling, I think the deck's just too slow to play. But it had some good events, some good matches. Duress, I think, is just really good in this format and gave us a couple wins that the deck otherwise wouldn't have merited. So run interference if there's a lesson from today. Make sure your opponent doesn't get to follow their game plan after they take their mulligan. Just take out the critical card that let them keep their hand and then just watch them run out of cards. So next week, I think I'm going to try again for that Conspicuous Snoop deck. If not, I might go for something that just cycles a bunch of cheap creatures. I think there's a deck to be made where you just play Serrated Scorpions until your opponent's dead. So I might try that. It sounds fun. It sounds really tedious for the opponent, but I like playing a lot of small 1-drops for profit. So that'll be next week. Either a bunch of Serrated Scorpions or all the Goblins. I'm hoping all the Goblins will work. Season of Growth is an amazing card, and if we can just put 16 Goblins into play in one turn, that'll be the life. All right, well, we'll see you then.